Hi everyone, welcome. My name is Billy. Today I would like to share with you how to fully line a shirt dress. And previously I shared with you how to line a dress with a center back zipper, and that is in video 27. So if that is a style of dress you're making or are considering making, please also refer to video 27. So for today's dress, for the shirt dress, before we lined it, you want to make sure that if any part of the skirt is cut on the bias, you want to allow it to hang for a day or two. So the portion that is cut on the bias normally is on the side seams would have had a chance to settle, and then you would already have evened out the hem for the exterior fashion fabric before you line the dress itself. And so for this dress, I have, here, I have a built-in placket, meaning that the placket is formed by folding the front portion twice, and that is my placket. But even if, say, your pattern calls for a separate placket piece, the construction for lining is also the same. So this method works for both. And so here is my exterior fabric, with this open, but everything is pressed flat already. And for this, I'm lining this cotton dress with viscose rayon, but when I'm shooting this video, I didn't have the chance to add the sleeves yet, so just pretend for today's video that the lining also has sleeves already. So the first step to lining is just to place the lining inside. So for example, the lining right now is the wrong side out, but the dress is right side out. So basically I would just line them up this way, wrong sides together. So this is exactly what your dress will look like when you open your dress. The right side of the lining is will be the side that touches your body, and obviously this is the exterior side. And so because they're cut exactly the same, so the lining and the exterior dress are exactly the same size. So what you want to do is just line them up in this way, and lined up, and also pin the shoulder seam so they will lined up. And then you will sew within your seam allowance. Normally I would just use a 1/4 of an inch on my machine and just baste it around the neckline, from this way and all the way to the other end of this of the built-in placket. So for example, like this. So exactly like this. So you will sew it around first. So that is your first step. Here I'm basting the 2 layers together, and the viscose rayon lining is on the bottom. And the reason is because viscose rayon tends to stretch a bit. By having it on the bottom, the natural feed dog mechanism will ensure a very even basting of both layers. And the second step is to baste down the front of the dress. So here, same thing, pretend it's already done. So you also sew it down, baste it in using the longest stitch of your machine within the seam allowance, halfway between the waist seam and the hem of the skirt. And this is so that you can determine whether the lining is at the correct length that you want. So for example, this dress, I would have a 1-inch hem. So traditionally, I also cut the lining to be 1 inch shorter than the outer fabric. And so you'll see why that was the case. And so basically the lining is shorter by the amount of hem that you will have for the exterior skirt or the dress. And so you would, baste it sort of midway through, and then you determine whether the lining is at the correct length. If it's not, you will, adjust it now at this time. It's another dress from my video 61, and the viscose lining dress has stretched a bit. So here I marked it with white chalks, that is about an inch from the edge, and then I'll just trim it to even it out. And then once that is done, you actually want to finish the hem of the lining first. And traditionally, I just simply fold it over twice, like this, and then just towards the wrong side. So in this case, it will fold outward this way, so towards the wrong side of the fabric, and then I will sew it all around. And once that is done, then I will finish the basting of this, the front portion all the way down this way. And so I'll do it for both sides. And for this dress, and then once that is done, you can now construct your button placket. And for me, it's very simple because it's already built in. So what I did was just, once it's already basted in, I just fold it over twice, like this. And then that is my button placket. And the button placket, if I construct it this way, will have 3 layers of the exterior fabric and also 3 layers of the lining fabric. And that gives me a very sturdy button placket. So that eliminates the need for any kind of interfacing. So that is a time saver because you don't need a separate step. And for this dress, it's a very simple sort of a short sleeve, and how you finish it is exactly the same how I finished it in video 27. So basically, as you can see here, pretending we have the sleeve here, you will actually fold, instead, unlike the rest of the dress that is wrong sides facing each other, for the sleeves, you actually want them to be right sides together when you sew it. So what you would do is to fold this inward and then the lining outward, and you will pin it to secure it, and then you will pull it out and then sew it around. That's when you add the shirt collar and the stand, and then you will treat the two layers as if they were one layer because we already basted them together. If the dress you're making has a separate sort of cuff or lapped cuff, then the lining will be the same width as the exterior fabric, because you're now relying on the lining to be shorter to allow to allow the exterior fabric to fold over in this way. So okay, so just back up. If it's like simple like this, the lining fabric sleeves will be 1 inch shorter than the exterior fabric. But if it's a sleeve with a separate cuff, then the lining sleeves and the exterior sleeves will be the same width, and you will base them together. And I previously shared how to do that in my video 51C as in Charlie, and also 51D as in David. So please also refer to that if that is a style of the sleeves that you have. And once that is all done, all you need to do is just to finish the exterior hem. And traditionally, I just, by that time you would have finished already, by folding it twice. So what I normally do is just fold it over and then hem it with the blind hem foot of my machine. That gives me a very clean finish from the exterior side. And then once that's done, you can then go ahead and have the buttonholes and add your buttons, and then your dress will be done. And so here is a look of the final dress. And I also talked in more detail about the design of this dress in my video 61. So please do check that out if that is something that is of interest to you. I hope this video has been helpful for you if you are interested in lining your shirt dress. And I have to say though, I really love to line my dresses because the result looks so much more professional, and also because none of the seams are touching your body, and so the dress is much more comfortable to wear. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have found this video helpful. And so please do stay safe, be well, and I hope I will see you soon. Bye bye.